Zeta here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Sword. In the last episode, we started the game, got attacked by a ghost wolf, and we got a bunny. In this episode, we're gonna go to... Yes, that is how that's pronounced. I don't know what's in here. Oh, this is a clothing store. Okay. You can change our look in here. Do I like any of these looks? Not particularly. I mean, I guess I can give myself glasses. Sure, I'll take some gloves. Kinda like a hoodie look more. But what color? I guess to match the hat that I have, I can go for green. Green and red. Just be real Christmassy vibes. I don't know, I like that. That works for me. Sure. I just changed in front of this woman. Alright. We got a new look. Cool beans. We got a Pokeball. Did I say Pokeball? I mean Pokédoll. Fluff, fluff, fluff. Couldn't sit it better myself. Alright. I'm gonna go back and grab a Wooloo real quick. Because I want their evolution at some point. None of them are girls. I'm determined to get a girl so that I can, like... It's just easier for me to name Pokemon after that. The more of these Woolies I hit, the more I'm remembering... I remember... I think... You can correct me if I'm wrong, while I'm watching this, but... I feel like... I remember a story of how Tor, you know Tor, my friend Tor, where he was going through this patch of grass and just completely randomly got a shiny Wooloo here without even trying, which was just very funny and amusing. So, I think that's pretty cool. I didn't get a shiny Wooloo. Anyways, I'm gonna name her Katarina. Because I'm not really going to be using her, and so she's not really going to be showing up very much. And that feels very fitting for the shortest-lived companion of Doctor Who. Also, in case you couldn't tell from the fact that, you know, I'm... You know what? I should go here. In case you couldn't tell from, like, the names, yeah, I'm not just a fan of... Okay, I'm not just a fan of Doctor Who 2005 to 2024, or whatever. I'm a fan of all Doctor Who, including everything from 1963. So... very long-running show, and it's one of the few non-animated shows that I have a vested interest in. And I don't know if I would recommend watching it to somebody who hasn't seen it. It's a fun show, but it's got plenty of issues, especially since 2010, I would honestly say. But, I don't know. I like it enough. Welcome to Route 2. Hi, Hop. What's up? Time we filled in our teams a bit. Hi, I've already caught 2 Pokémon. Yep. Oh. Mom gave us Pokeballs, okay. Now, we got 20 of them. Cool. Everything gets EXP. Yay. Cool beans. Alright. The question is, what Pokemon are... Oh. This fucker. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get into this. Right about now. Immediately. Remember how last episode I was saying, oh, I want to be fair to this game when I can? I'm not being fair to this shit. I'm not. Galarian forms. So here's my thing. I thought Alolan forms were fine in Gen 7. I didn't love them, but I didn't hate them. I thought they were neat, and I thought it felt fitting that, like, such a tropical, wild region of Alola, it made sense for, like, things to just have grown differently. You know? That made sense to me. England's just fucking England! It doesn't feel like inherently it makes sense that, like, things would grow so wildly differently here that things would just get... things would look completely different. And wildly weird and whatnot. And so many of the regional forms in this game are so awkwardly, like, British coded. Or just weird coded. I don't know, like... There's a sensation about them that's just, like... They don't feel natural in any capacity, and... It's been an issue that's been plaguing Pokemon for a while, for a couple generations, where, like, Pokemon individually feel more like characters than they feel like actual species. What bothers me about the Galarian forms, more than anything else, is the fact that they take Pokemon that, in the past, they felt like they were species, and it turns them into specific characters, and still tries to say that they're a species. And that bugs the hell out of me. So I don't like pretty much almost all the Galarian. There's 2 Galarian forms that I am okay with. Actually 3, because they added Galarian Slowpoke in the Galarian Slowpoke line in DLC, and that one's okay. That one's fine. I don't dislike it. It's got yellow spots on its head. Those ones are fine. I'll get into the other Galarian forms that I'm okay with later. But for the most part, I just really hate them. And lucky me, I'm gonna have to catch most of them because I didn't catch most of them the first time. So I'm missing them. So, lucky me. Haha. Anyways, the fun thing about the early game is that you really don't need to do anything else other than use your starter. And because of the way the experience share works in these games, it makes it quite easy to level up other Pokemon in your party. So I don't really need to worry about anything else right now. I'll do just fine. Look at us gaining levels. Yeah. What else do I have to say? Choodle. It's a turtle. I was gonna talk about Rookidee for a second, but it's not on screen right now. Why did I use Ember? This is a water type. I don't know. Choodle's okay, I guess. One of the things that did always kind of bug me about Gen 8 is that, like, while it's got some good Pokemon in it, a lot of Pokemon are also just very, like, weird looking to me. And Choodle's one of them where it's just like... It's a little too cartoony for me, I guess. But... It's weird, because, like, I usually like cartoony things, but something about Pokemon cartoony things don't always rub me the right way, exactly. I don't know. Anyways, we are almost to... the... professor's house. The real professor. You got a blip bug. I like blip bugs. It reminds me of the bookworm, like, mascot sort of thing. And I used one on my original team, actually, Pokemon Sword. Named him Clippy after, because it reminded me of bookworm, and, like, so I was just thinking of, like, other, like, things. Like, for, like, computer helpers stuff. You know, everybody knows Clippy. Microsoft Word. Actually, people might not know Clippy anymore. He was a Windows XP thing or something. One of the old Windows things. Anyways, we defeated youngster Benji. Alright, we've got a dog. Woof. Alright. This probably won't kill you. Take your butt at me. Do it, I dare you. Alright. I need a Yamper for my living dex. So let's get one. Excellent. And I'll name her... Who's the most dog puppy-like companion? You know what? Yeah, I'll name her Rose. Because Rose also has an alternate form as a dog. Or a wolf, I guess. And also was a dog in an alternate universe dimension thing. No one who doesn't watch Doctor Who will understand what I'm talking about, but I understand what I'm talking about. And like I said, I'm going to be making occasional jokes about it and references about it. But for the most part, like, once you get over it, it's just like, whatever. If you don't know the show, then you don't know the show, and it won't really hinder the Let's Play. It shouldn't, at least. Anyways, meet Magnolia. She's an old woman. Hi. Ooh, made new friends. I've got Pokémon. I must already know about Dynamaxing. Magnolia's been doing research into Dynamax phenomenon for years and years. It takes a proper understanding of the thing if you plan to use Dynamaxing to the fullest. Help me convince Lee he should endorse us for the gym challenge. Leon, why wouldn't you endorse them? They only just started out as Pokemon trainers. There's still loads they don't know yet. Eerie, I thought your dream was to have everyone in the Galar region become strong trainers, isn't that right? Well, yeah, you're not wrong. That goal's precisely the reason I gave him both Pokémon, in fact. Yeah, Case, how about this? Let's see if the two of you can show me such a brilliant battle and I'm left with no choice but to endorse you. Okay, we're gonna fight again. Huzzah. Alright, let's fight. Fighting Hop will not be a problem, because he still has mostly a Grookey. The reason I'm unbeatable is because I learn from every battle I see or take part in. That's how I've got to where I am today, so show me something good in this battle. Okay. I'll show you a no-death battle. Time to fight Hop. I don't like Hop, but at the very least his theme song's cool. You gotten a bit stronger? We'll put you to the test and see. Wow, I'm burning you. Oh no. 4 damage. Whatever will I do? We killed the sheep. Gonna learn double kick. Interesting. Well, that's better than tackle. 1, 2, and no more poof. I missed the poof. And here's the Grookey. And Magnolia, your house is kind of overridden with ivy and leaves and stuff. And trees. You might want to get, like, somebody to look at that. It's super effective. And now Hop has to chime in. Because, of course he does. Have a taste of our true power. Our green power just keeps on growing stronger. He used Branch Poke. It's not very effective. Looks like he needs to learn about type effectiveness matchups. Yay! It'll be a close one, but that's exactly my sort of match. And now he has a Rookidee, like we haven't just been killing a bunch of them. Here's what I was gonna say about Rookidee earlier. I do not like how its pupils go out of the eyes. Why is it designed like that? That's one thing I've never understood about Rookidee, and I don't like it. It's just weird. It's weirdly cartoony in a way that I just don't care for. Like, how would you actually depict those eyes? I guess the way you could kind of say it working is that, like, the white parts of the eyes are just like a marking on the body, and the eye is just purely the red part. I've never actually looked at it like that before. Because it actually, yeah, I think that's the way it works, because, like, the way it's blinking, that's how Rookidee's eyes work? The white's not actually an eye? The white is just a body marking? I think I just blew my mind. I have to force myself to look at it in that way. It's so unnatural for me to look at. Why is it designed like that? Why is it designed like that? I don't like it. You're weird, Rookidee. You're weird. I even got my Pokeball throw perfect, too. The sting of defeat and the joy of victory. I guess going through both is the key to two of us getting stronger, right? I will never lose in this game. After seeing a match like that one, I suppose I have little choice but to give you both an endorsement as champion. I don't know why you would to Hop, but that sure is nepotism. Thank you for levitating an invisible paper over to me from, like, however long you were away from. Because animation is fun. And very effective. Arthur and I were both feeling the excitement in every last cell in our bodies. I always tended to get caught up in things like how you throw your Pokeball out. Things that have nothing to do with real strength. I'd like to see some more thrilling Pokemon battles out of you, too. Look, when I'm fighting Hop, I don't need to do anything other than spam Ember. Blame the opponent, not me. I know how to strategize. Sort of. We're gonna aim to be a champion. Yay, our Pokemon are gonna go. Huh? What's that? Suddenly, something in the sky. How convenient. Oh gee, would you look at this? They're wishing stars. There are 2 of them. You should take one yourself. Thank you for handing me an invisible nothing. A stone found in the Galar region with a mysterious power. It's said that your dreams come true if you find one. With one of these, my Pokemon can Dynamax. They're gonna be massive. Yes! How awfully convenient that these just happen to land right next to us. They say wishing stars fall down for those who have a true wish in their heart. I will be the greatest trainer ever. I've said it 3 times, so surely my wish will come true now, right? Well, maybe you'll find Bloody Mary. Those wishing stars are components of a curious sort of rock containing unknown power. They're one of the most precious resources we have here in the Galar region. But they won't do a thing for you in that state. Give them to me now and I'll have you sorted. Give us the ability to Dynamax. An ability I will refuse to use. Because I think it's stupid. I understand your excitement, young man, but don't get carried away. You want to save your energy for tomorrow's journey. Okay. Hi, Sonia. Twirl your hair around. You make curry. I've eaten curry exactly 1 time in my life. And I liked it, but I don't remember what it tasted like. Actually, funnily enough, it was like a couple months before this game came out originally. It was during the first Pikmin speedrunner meetup in summer 2019. So exactly about 5 years ago. For me, at least. So that's funny. It's true you met some Pokemon you didn't recognize? It was a big dog. And it had, like, braids. It was blue. And it's a shame that I'm a silent protagonist who can't speak. Because I would be able to explain things, but I can't. You got a Dynamax band from Professor Magnolia and slipped it on your wrist. We'll get into that later. And why I don't like it, but... I'll get into it. Okay. Bye. Is there anything here? I always gotta do a little bit of a search around for items. We found a Great Ball. That's great! And we got a bottle of fresh water. Delicious. Stay hydrated. Here we go. And we found Payback. Yay. So if I'm not mistaken, you can find Blipbug here in the grass, right? You have great advice for me. You see how sometimes you see Pokemon wandering out of the tall grass. Okay. Or go into the train station. I think you can find Blipbug here, and I want one because I only have... Oh. Hoot hoot. I only have the final evolution in my living deck, so I need the first two. So I think since you can find Blipbug here, I'm gonna try and find it. After I kill this Hoot hoot, at least. Hoot hoot, what are you even doing here? Aren't you supposed to only show up at night? I don't actually remember if this game has a day-night cycle. Oh, I guess I don't think it does, so maybe that's why it's just here in the middle of the day. Yeah, here we go. I remembered correctly. Here's a Blipbug. I'll just throw a Pokeball at it. Yay, and now I just need to catch one more so that I can evolve it. Alright. And I'll name it... Brax. Because I don't care if it's the wrong gender. Technically, Centaurans don't have gender anyway. And it felt fitting to name Brax after Worm, because I don't like him. And also, there's a gag where he gets memory wiped by a worm. I don't know. It's whatever. Doesn't really matter. All I'm trying to do is satisfy myself. I don't need to satisfy everyone else. That's the ultimate goal. I'm doing what's entertaining for me. Alright, since this one's going to evolve, I'll name them Lindy. Now, let's go fishing. Because you can only fish in these little spots now. As opposed to anywhere you want. The Magikarp. I'm pretty certain you can get another Pokemon here. Wow, that's annoying. Why doesn't it just immediately respawn? I've actually never fished in this game before. Mostly because I didn't realize you started with the fishing rod until, like, 70% of the way through the game. Because it doesn't tell you that you start with a fishing rod, you just kind of have it in your inventory. And I think I'm just so used to, like, not fishing in these games until you get a fishing rod, that I didn't even consider it. Like, I saw the fishing spots, and I was like, oh, I'll wait until I have a fishing rod. I accidentally mashed the button there. Anyways, I'll cut to when I eventually find the thing, if it even shows up. It's right over there in the overworld. Aracuda. But, so far all I seem to be finding are Magikarp. Oh. Found Choodle instead. I don't care about Choodle. I guess I'll kill it anyway, but I think I give up. I don't really care enough. There's gonna be other places to find Aracuda, and probably easier places. Also, I think I need to double check and see if I have one. I think I might have one, but I might not have its evolution. I don't know. I'll have to check. Either way, I give up on hunting it for now. I might also just be making it up because there's one right over there. But you might not actually be able to find it here. I don't know. Anyways, we're going back to the train station. Whee! Oh, you. I do think I need one of you. Because I have one of you in my living dex. I don't think it's gonna kill. Never mind, it's gonna kill. Okay. Good to know. Well, let's see if I can find another one of those then. 'Cause I have one of them. Either it or its evolutionary line. In my Pokemon home before, because I like Nickit. Nickit's cute. I think what happened is I evolved it and I didn't care for the evolution, so I stopped using it on my team. That seems about right for what happened. So I think I have the evolution and I just need one of them at all. So, yeah. Now we have a Nickit. And I'll name him after Sebelong Blitz, who is a thief. That makes sense to me. I don't need 2 bugs. Go away, Strax. You're not welcome here. Okay, moving on. We have the train to catch. The Miega. That's what it kind of looks like. It looks like Miega. I don't know. This language is non-existent. How many to catch? You caught a really special one. Thank you for levitating nothing over to me. That's a TM. You can use TMs over and over again. But not TRs. TRs were like old TMs. They only work once. Hello. I knew this day was coming since the moment you chose Groupie as a partner, darling. Literally yesterday. Professor Magnolia was kind enough to let us know that you two were sitting out. Thank you for psychically giving us camping gear. I understand that these games are made on like a bit of a budget, weirdly enough, and certainly enough a deadline. But I do not understand how, like, the people developing these games like, will program in these animations, play them, and see how they look, and not think that something is weird about it. Like, why do they accept that? I don't know. Because, like, the thing is, like, I never want to, like, talk shit on developers, because I try not to, at least. especially nowadays, because it's like, we don't know what's exactly is going on behind the scenes of any sort of experience, especially something as typically secretive as, like, a Nintendo game, you know? So, like, but, like, it's very easy to, like, be, like, bad faith, like, why would they do this? They must not have cared, blah, 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 blah. It's... people making these games care about what they're making, you know? They want it to be as good as they can make it. Alright, the wild area. Yay. So, like, then the question to me then becomes... why would they accept the animations being like that? Probably just because it's low priority compared to everything else, and if they're on a time crunch, if they're on a deadline that they have to meet, then it's just something that they're probably not going to worry about too much, comparatively. Would be my guess. But that is also, you know, just a guess. In the end, though, it's just... it's been a problem for lots of games, and it still hasn't been fixed by Scarlet Violet. Maybe Legends ZA will fix it, but who knows? All I know is that it really bothers me, and it's really noticeable. Hi, Sonia. How'd you get here? No, what does also bother me? The fact that her hair and her finger are not touching. So her hair is just moving around like it's a separate appendage, and her finger is separately moving. And it's like, this is an animation unique to Sonia. I don't understand why they didn't... how did they miss that, of all things? Like, this is a new animation specifically made for Sonia and Sonia's model. How did they not line up her hair and her finger? Like, it's way more noticeable at certain angles. I'll give it that. Like, it's not very noticeable the first time she does this animation, because she's already done this animation. But here, it's like, it's very clearly not attached. Not related at all. It's just moving separately, and it's so weird. Anyway, she's getting hit by, like, what are you doing with your life? You're doing nothing. Typical old woman behavior. Being adult has got its own challenges. It'd be great fun to fish and camp and rough it outside again. Said nobody ever. Wow, the marking on my hat is very pixelated. I don't care about doing those. We obtained a Pokemon box link. Now we can access Pokemon whenever we want to. So this is the wild area, basically the precursor to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. An area with trees that everybody hates. I don't mind the wild area too much. But I do remember it having massive problems when I first tried it out. I think the problem to me with the wild area is... oh. Okay. I think the problem to me with the wild area is that I kind of just don't care about things in it too much. And I think the part of the problem for me is that, like, I like new Pokemon, you know? I like finding new Pokemon. I want to get new Pokemon. I want to be, like, wowed and surprised. I don't care. I'm already doing that. And so when, like... when you're moving around and all you're seeing are Onix, and Combee, and Bunnelby, and Diggersby. And I'm just like, I don't care about any of these things. And so it just kind of like, why would I really bother exploring, I guess. And it's like, I don't know, if you care about like an individual game's Pokédex, sure, whatever. But like, for me, when it comes, at the very least for me, when it comes to like, I didn't do that. The game just decided to. When it comes to like catching Pokemon and catching a team, like, where are you? Oh, you're Tyrogue. It's really hard to tell when you're, like, head deep in grass. You're like, I just can look around, and it's like, nothing interests me here, because none of this is, like, anything special. It's just Pokemon that we've seen before. Anyways, raid battles are dumb, and you're like a Caterpie, so I don't care. Will I do any raid battles? I'm gonna have to eventually, but I will put it off for as long as I can right now, because I don't care about a Caterpie or anything else. You're just like a shopkeeper? Oh, you're a cook person. I don't care about that. Oh look, a Vespiquen. I don't care about that. You found a tiny mushroom. And a tiny mushroom. Yeah, I don't hate the wild area in concept. It's neat to kind of like just have Pokemon roaming around, and it, in a way, it was like, what is that green thing? Okay, I'm gonna fight it because I can't tell what it is. Oh, it's a Metapod. Yeah, like, I'm not excited about a fucking Metapod. I don't care about a Metapod. It's just a Metapod. So, like that's kind of like the awkward vibe for me. And that, I feel like that's why Gen 5, relatively, was so exciting at the time. Or, like, is like, much more interesting to me nowadays. Because, like, if I'm going to be playing a Gen 5 game, I want Gen 5 Pokemon. And Black and White just gives you Gen 5 Pokemon, and that's all you get. And I think that's just great design to me. Like, I feel like what's been awkward, especially since, honestly, Gen 4 had it a lot as well, but Gen 4 at least had a bunch of evolutions to look forward to. Since Gen 6, basically, the thing that bugs me is that it feels like instead of using a lot of old Pokemon to supplement a couple of areas, like, Gen 3 has Pokemon in it that's, like, supplemental, and like it's got Geodudes and whatnot, and Onyxes and stuff. Like it's got Pokemon in it that are like from Gen 1 and 2. But like it feels like for the most part you can go through Gen 3 and find all sorts of Pokemon that you couldn't before. Like, there's a bunch of Hoenn Pokemon. But then you get to a place like this, and it's like, we haven't seen a single we haven't even seen, like, any of the other ones, like Wooloo or anything else. And now we got a Beware from Gen 7, Voltoy from Gen 3. It's like, it doesn't feel supplemental anymore. It feels like the new Pokemon are the supplemental ones. And, like, I can understand, like, the sensation of, like, It takes a lot of work nowadays compared to, like, just making one sprite or a couple sprites. It takes a lot more work to, like, actually make new Pokemon nowadays. Bye, Noibat! It takes a lot more work to make a Pokemon nowadays, I'll give it that. But, to me, there's still, like, this disappointing sentiment of, like, there's all these Pokemon, it's like, I don't care about any of them, because none of them are... I don't need a Shuckle, I don't need a Drifloon. Like, maybe for just this individual playthrough, I guess, but, like, to me, it's just so much more interesting and fitting to play a Pokemon game in a region and use that region's actual Pokemon. You can do that if... You can use old Pokemon if you want to, and, like, there's nothing wrong with that, and, like, having that access to them is fine. I guess for me, it's just, like, it's the disappointment of, like, Jellicent, Pelipper. Like, there's been nothing from Gen 8 in here. There haven't even been Galarian forms. Dwebble. Like, seriously. The more I'm actually looking at this, is like, I figured at least I might see some of the other Gen 8 Pokemon that, like, we've been experiencing thus far, but, like, everything here is just old Pokemon, and, like, to me, that's just disappointing. Especially since the wild area is meant to be, like, this big, cool thing, and maybe it's just that I'm getting unlucky. Because I know the Pokemon in a wild area can change a little bit. Depending on, like, the day and the weather. I know that's how you got... Oh, wait. Have I just gone... How did I wind up going backwards? Ah, I see. Bridge. Gotcha. I didn't realize this was like a loop. Yeah, I don't know. It's just... I talk to you. Okay, bye. It's disappointing to me more than anything. Like, I'm not knocking the idea of old Pokemon being in the game, is the thing. I think it's fine to have old Pokemon in the game. It doesn't have to be exactly like Gen 5. Because, like, I think at this point, I think the Hoenn games are my favorite Pokemon games. I just think that they're, like, excellent, a perfect balance. They're exactly what I would really want out of a Pokemon experience, to me. And that's cool. And, like, Gen 3 has plenty of old Pokemon in it. It's just the fact that, like, again, like, nothing new has been here in this big, exciting thing. This whole, like, exciting grand moment of, like, oh my god, the wild area is, like, this game's big selling point, and it's put nothing new in it, and so it's, like, the thing about, like, going out to explore a big old map like this is, like, you need reasons to try and explore. And if the reasons are the Pokemon, the disappointment then comes from the fact that, like, well, these Pokemon aren't, like, exactly exciting. Granted, for somebody who's never played a Pokemon game in their life, they're not going to know or matter or care at all, and so that, in that way, it's probably pretty exciting. But for Pokemon veterans, it's gonna be a bit of a disappointment. Anyways, I probably should not actively be here right now, but there is one thing that I remember being here that I want to look for. Right beyond. But it might not be here anymore. Rupee. Yeah, like I said, sometimes things change. Anyways, we can technically explore the entirety of the wild area right now, but the reason why I'm not going for most of these, like, bigger Pokemon is because they're all, like, too strong for us. They're all going to be much higher level. We can't catch most of them. Etc., etc. Yeah, okay, I think the thing that I'm kind of, like, glancing around for is not here at the moment. It was here originally when I first played this game. You know, it's a shame that I actually probably can't catch you right now. Because I actually need one of those for a living dex, even if it's not a new Pokemon. I don't have that line of Pokemon. I think I've got one of them. Conkeldurr, that's... yeah. Alright, so the Pokemon I was looking for, it's actually a Gen 8 Pokemon. But... and that's about the area where I found it originally, but it's not there. Anyways, I just wanted to glance around there. I'm not even sure I could catch anything there at all. Because, like, there's like, limits on what you can catch in this game. But at the very least, I want it to be like, hey, look, it's a Gen 8 Pokemon for the first time in this wild area. Isn't that exciting? But no, the game couldn't even give me that. Alright, I believe once we get here, we get interrupted by a hop. Not an item, that's just a sparkly texture. Oh, no, we don't get interrupted by hop. That must happen later. Welcome to Moto Stoke. These sure are a lot of gears, huh? Hello. Hi, Sonia. I was literally already walking over there. Real ace of you to make it through the wild area. Rotami are a kind of Rotom information service. You customize your league card. Motostoke sure is big. Okay, well, we made it to a town. So I think I'm gonna end the episode here because according to my recording, I've been going for 50 minutes. Nothing exciting's really happened so far, but that's also like the start of a Pokemon game. It's always kind of like that, so it is what it is. So... Oh, okay. So it's okay, that's basically telling me about the DLC. Alright, so next time on Let's Play Pokemon Sword, we're gonna talk to Sonia, who's just kind of standing here watching us confused. So. Yeah, honestly, next episode we'll probably be able to get to fighting the first gym. So that'll be something neat. Hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. I don't think it takes that long to get to the first gym, so...